Hello Gemini, and welcome to my channel Spiritual Nomad. I am doing your reading today for the first half of July. These are general readings, Gemini, so if it doesn't fit, then don't try and make it fit. If it's clear to you that the characters are reverse ways round, then go with it how it fits for you. Needless to say, same for anybody cross-watching, for anybody relevant to their lives. Welcome, and take it how it fits for you. I will try and give you as many variations on a theme as I can without waffling on too long. There are many variations on a theme. I will try and give a few cross examples as far as love, wealth, creativity, depending. Sometimes it's very clear which angle it's coming from. Sometimes it's more vague. It could be talking about work. It could be talking about love. It could be talking about creativity. Who knows? So I will try and give you the message from the angles, the possible angles that is shown to me. Right, Gemini, let's get going. Okay. Right. I think you feel, or you found yourself in a position, this will be to a certain percentage, because obviously if you're in a relationship or happy married, even if you are, this speaks of somebody from before that. So if you're single, this is potentially the last serious relationship you were in. Even if you're married, this sort of speaks of someone that you thought you were going to grow old with this person. And what's happened in your life since you've not been with them, not everything, there's a feeling of, say, bitterness, like it's their fault. It's their fault. I've lost this. It's their fault. This has happened. It's their fault. I'm getting, it's their fault. If only they'd been like this, then I wouldn't find myself in the situation I'm in now. If only they had been like this, then I wouldn't be horrible to my new partner because I'm so broken. If only they'd been like this. Now, if there were any if-onlys in any relationship, then that wasn't the person for you. They could have been right in so many ways, but if there's any this-onlys, they weren't the person for you. Because as soon as there's a if-only, they're not the person that you've been trying to manifest. They're very close to them. They may look really similar, and you may have jumped on that going, here they are, I've been manifesting them, and here they've arrived. Except for the fact there's these 5 things I'd really like to change about them. Really would like it if they weren't a smoker. So I'm going to nag and 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 nag until they change those 5 things that I don't like about them. Now, your true counterpart won't have 5 things that you need to change about them, because you will love them how they are, and strangely, even if they are a smoker. My point being that they could be that person with all those things that you like about that person, with the 5 things that you don't like about that person, but strangely those 5 things won't matter anymore. That's the difference when it's that person. You do not pick a partner to change them, and you then do not have the right to blame everything that goes wrong in your life on that person thereafter. So it's starting to feel like a slight scolding. Okay. So, yeah. So you're feeling like, so if this is a situation where you owned a property together and you've gotten divorced or you've split up and you're having to sell it, or you've had to move out of rented accommodation that you were in together, maybe they moved out ages ago and now you're having to leave it too, and it's all their fault. It's all their fault. This is what I just keep getting those words. You're feeling very, very overwhelmed, and you're not moving out of this situation. You're sort of stuck in quicksand, really. It's like soggy mud of a situation. You need to help yourself. You need to help yourself. That's what I'm getting, is you need to help yourself. You are feeling like there's a million things coming at you. Pay this, do that, do this, do that. We need you to do this, we need you to do that. If this is a workplace situation and your boss has let you down, or maybe your boss left and now your perfect job is ruined, and it's all their fault that they dared to leave you. There's a real... You need to accept responsibility for yourself. And as soon as you accept responsibility for yourself and start helping yourself, that is when you will get out of... So it's like the sand is like this, like the sand on mud is like this, and the more you walk, the more you actually force your feet out of it and take that step forward, the harder the ground beneath you will become. So as much as this might sound like I'm scolding you, but it's just, once you start taking those steps forward, the first few steps, they're going to be really heavy and pull back. And I think you've had an inclination recently of going, oh no, and then trying to walk the other way, or thinking, well, I'll just sit here in the quicksand and I'll just call out for people to come and throw a rope to pull me out, and I'll keep doing that. And actually now you're maybe waist high in the, it's getting higher and higher and higher now, until you're starting to actually feel like you might just disappear under this quicksand. And the only way out is to start to actually physically pull yourself free. Not to accept any rope that's coming. You don't know what's on the other end of that rope. You might be thrown a rope, start climbing up it and find a crocodile at the other end. That's the sort of help you're going to get when you're in quicksand. Because people will take advantage of you when you're in that situation, because you're vulnerable. So that's the very reason that we can't take the hand shoved out to us at this particular moment in time. Those hands of help are more genuine when you're in less of a predicament. When you are in a predicament, you need to save yourself. I'm going to put a few more cards. Right, Gemini, let's see. Yeah. So we pulled to some positive. You'll be delighted to know. Once you make these steps out of whatever situation you're in, getting away from a bad lover, a bad job, bad financial situations, debt, out of a property that you need to sell. Again, many different examples of said situation. But once you get yourself out of that, either if you are already in a relationship, you're going to strengthen the bond. We have the King and the Queen of Wands here, so we have that union here. We also have the Six of Cups, so we have that that sort of soulmate, that person from your past, or somebody that you feel like you've known for a really long time, as opposed to, I don't actually necessarily think this is going to be somebody from your past, unless it's somebody that's been around for a really long period of time, a friend that's been on the back burner, that has sort of, I mean, bear in mind when you're in a stew, that's not the time people want to get together with you. That's so once you've freed yourself, and we've got the Eight of Swords here as well, so we have got this freeing yourself. So I do feel, Gemini, that you are going to free yourself, and this is encouragement of once you do start making those steps towards that brighter horizon. It is a really bright horizon. There is somebody there that is waiting for you. Now, they could be a strong friend that's been there all along. They could be a past lover. They could be somebody that it feels like you've known forever. And like I said, they'll be the smoker that picks their nose, but you won't care this time. You won't care this time because they're the one. That's the difference. Right. Last few cards. Yeah. And what's on the bottom of the deck? The sun. Okay, Gemini. So this is all looking up. This is all looking really good for you. Once you've made those vital steps and you've pulled yourself out of the sand, don't get me wrong, this is not going to be easy. I'm not getting the feeling that this is easy, otherwise you'd have done it a really long time ago. But you are walking away from negative situations, because whilst you're in, like I said about the crocodile at the end of the rope, you may have now become surrounded by a situation, a group of people, or be, you know, anywhere, wherever it is, in a workplace, surrounded by the wrong people because you lost your job that you loved, and then you took one that you didn't love out of necessity, and you just complain about it all the time, and it's the fault of your old boss for making you redundant. It's not his fault you're still in that job that you hate. Yes, you were right to take it in the meantime, but it's not his fault you're still there. If your ex-partner didn't make the grade, it's everything that's happened after he left is not his fault. It wasn't his fault he didn't make the grade. He's not a wrong person. He wasn't right for you. As soon as you let that go and walk away from that, which it says you're going to see the end. You're going to see the end of the hardship. You've had a lot of hardship. You're going to see the end of it, and you're going to come out of this victorious, and you are going to walk towards. So we've got the sun here. So you are walking away from a bad situation. You are walking towards the sun, maybe quite literally towards the sun. Perhaps this is a big, well-earned holiday at the end of everything that you've been through. And I do see it as a slow accumulation over years. So this particular situation, I don't mean that this is the only thing that's been going on. This may have been the niggling background that's now come to a pinnacle point where you are going to have to deal with it in the first half of July. And then working towards, the sun. I'm not saying the sun is going to come along and be there halfway through July. It could be by the end of the year. This is what you need to do now in the first half of July to work towards that goal later on in the year. But by halfway through to the end of July, you'll have made maybe some baby steps, but you'll have already seen enough progress that you'll realise that yeah. It's like when you get out of the habit of doing exercise and those first few sit-ups hurt like hell, and then a few weeks into your regime it's like they don't even hurt anymore, but it's getting past that wall of pain. Okay, let's pull a Wild Offerings Oracle card and finish your reading up with that. Okay. Spaciousness. What do I no longer need? Help me, God, to release whatever people, places or things drain my vital essence. Show me what will fill me with enthusiasm and joy. But just resonates absolutely perfectly. Spaciousness, removing yourself from, like I said, the groups of crocodiles throwing ropes into the quicksand. I'll help you, Gemini. I'll help pull you free. And what they're actually doing is anything they're giving you is to drain you. When you're in situations like this, that's when the vampires cluster around or the buzzards swarm above. They're not there to help you, and this is saying the space. Give yourself spaciousness. Give yourself a space from places and people and things that drain my essence. So in things there, it doesn't mean objects. It's things as in like constantly going to the pub, out for meals, partying, all those sorts of places where you actually could cross paths with these people that are actually draining you. You need to take yourself away from those familiar places that are giving you small bursts of pleasure and helping you forget your situation. Okay, I'm going to leave it there, Gemini. When I say I hope that resonates, I mean I hope it's been beneficial for somebody to hear this and helpful for them to move forward. I obviously, don't want anyone to be in a nasty situation in the first place. If this hasn't resonated for you, don't try and make it fit. Don't try and find a situation in your life that it could compare to. If it doesn't fit, it doesn't fit. It's not for you today. If you have enjoyed watching this, please click like and subscribe and join me again for the second half of July. Thank you for watching Spiritual Nomad, and goodbye.